Welcome back to this new video here on my channel. In this video, I will be exactly talk about where I think Bitcoin is standing in 2025. This is a video where we'll be going over a realistic price prediction for Bitcoin. I will be using all kinds of metrics, all kinds of charts to really tell you where I expect Bitcoin is going to stand in 3 years from now on. So make sure to watch this video till the end, because I will also talk about when we could be potentially see the Bitcoin bottom is going to be in, and much more important stuff. And all these things I'm saying with very good underlying criteria. So make sure to watch this video till the end. It's going to be very exciting, and let's jump straight away in towards the content. First, I want to be looking at my cycle chart for Bitcoin, and once I'm looking at this chart, we can see that every single Bitcoin cycle contains 3 different cycles in them, and that of course exists of a bull market, a bear market, and a re-accumulation phase in the market. And it tends to happen every single cycle so far. Maybe it's going to be different this time around, but I am honestly expecting, at least if I'm going to look at the history, it is likely to expect a similar movement for Bitcoin. Also, we usually tend to create a multi-year consolidation phase that in the end of the day leads towards a breakout and leads towards a big rally. We have seen it back in 2015, and we have seen it back in 2020, and right now we're forming yet again another of such kind of a consolidation phase, and I will be talking about how we could be using this in our benefit to be expecting where Bitcoin is heading towards, right? Right now, we're in the bear market phase, and if I'm going to be looking at every single bear market cycle, we can see the bear market cycles tend to be lasting between an approximately 600 to 360 days here. Right now, for this bear market, we've been already in an approximately 365 days, and like you can see, that is as long as the previous bear market as well. So is there an opportunity, and is there a chance the bear market is ending right now? Yes, for sure, we could be at the end stage of this bear market. However, we can also see that in the 2015 bear market, it also lasted way longer, so I wouldn't be surprised if it can take longer. So using these metrics, the only thing we can make up is that we're only closer towards the end than towards the beginning. This is not telling us whether the Bitcoin bottom is in whatsoever. But I right now want to quickly look at the next stage for Bitcoin, of course. If we're going to be entering the next stage, basically we could say, okay, right now the bottom is in. And the next stage is the re-accumulation phase. And usually you tend to see at least a small little rally, and every single time we tend to see this re-accumulation phase happening, we tend to see at least a significant bounce. Here in 2015, it resulted in an approximately bounce of 380% before dropping again another 50% for Bitcoin. But in 2018, we rallied an approximately 322%, also very close towards that 388% target. So could we have, once again, another significant rally before the next bull market starts? I think so. It is going to be true, but like we can see, there is a diminishing return, because in 2015, the rally was more significant, and in 2019 it was already less significant rally, right? So I am expecting not necessarily again a 300% move, but the 150% move wouldn't necessarily determine the bull market is there. It would only tell us we are entering that re-accumulation phase for Bitcoin, right? So that is the thing we're currently going to be looking at, and also that re-accumulation phase tends to be lasting for an approximately, period in 2015 for 270 days, and back in 2019 it lasted for 180 days. So those things are still quite far away. But now I want to be talking about a very interesting part, because once looking at this chart, I'm going to be looking at the Bitcoin halvings. And first I want to be quickly explain what a Bitcoin halving is. Every single 4 years, the Bitcoin halving is there, and the Bitcoin halving basically means that, like you can see right here, the block reward will decrease by 50%, what means that the creation of Bitcoin basically gets cut in half. And this happens every single 4 years, and due to this halving, it creates a scarcity effect for the price action of Bitcoin, and due to that, we tend to see the price of Bitcoin rally every single 4 years, and that's why we call these 4-year cycles. And in this chart, you can see all the Bitcoin halvings, and they are pointed out with these vertical lines. So the first halving was happening in 2012, the second halving in 2016, the third in 2020, and the fourth halving will be happening in approximately March or April 2024. The dates could differ depending on how much active hash rate we have for Bitcoin. But now I will be going in towards the most exciting part. After we had the halving the first time around, the bottom for the next cycle was in around 26 months after the halving happened. Then the second time around, it took us 29 months before we hit the bottom for Bitcoin. And right now, like we can see from the previous halving, we are already 30 months in and we still have not seen a bottom. We can see a trend that the bottom tends to be, of course, taking longer every single cycle. So will it right now once again add up another 3 months? And that would mean that the bottom is going to be in 32 months. But like we can see, we already are very long off the previous history of Bitcoin from performing and creating a bottom after the cycle. Of course, you could argue right now the market is different because, of course, we can see the macro environment changing. And I think that is also the key factor in this point right now. The macro environment is changing, and due to that reason, the Bitcoin price action has not bottomed yet so far. But for all these models, we can make up one thing, and that is that, of course, we are close at the end stage, then the beginning phase of this bear market. Also, a very important thing that I want to be pointing out from on-chain data is quickly the MVRV score. And this is a very interesting indicator that basically has been predicting the exact bear market bottoms. And like I just told you, the macro environment is different this time around, but still we can see that there is a lot of losses getting realized in the market, and due to that we can see that the MVRV score is once again indicating that we're right now at the bear market low stage. It doesn't mean that we can't go lower, because just like in 2019, you can see over here the price action, signaled the buy signal, but still it went down 50%. So I am not saying that Bitcoin can't go down from this point. I'm only saying that we are close towards that end stage in the bear market for Bitcoin right now. Further on, the next thing I want to be talking about before I go in towards my price prediction, because at the end of the video, I will be talking exactly where I think Bitcoin is standing in 2025. So make sure to stick around for that. But now I'm going to show you a very interesting chart. What will basically clear up everything what you need to know for the next Bitcoin bear market / bull run. So if I'm going to look at 2017, we can see Bitcoin peaked out approximately around, December 2017. And altcoins peaked a little bit after that. The altcoin market peaked out in approximately January 2018. So the altcoin market peaked out later. However, they had a similar market cap, what was very interesting to see, right? So if I zoom out, now it will be coming towards the very interesting part. Of course, we had a 4-year bear market. Things were looking very bad. And you know who recovered the fastest? It was Bitcoin. And now I want to be saying something very important. Many people are willing to be buying altcoins right now, but I will say, I will only buy more altcoins as soon as Bitcoin is going to be breaking above its previous high. Because like you can see, the altcoin market cap went down an approximately, to the low point, 85 or 90%, while Bitcoin also went down an approximately 70 to 80%. Bitcoin recovered way earlier. And from the point that Bitcoin broke its all-time high, you can see that the altcoin market was still an approximately 125% off before it was also going to be breaking above its previous high. What means that you are better off with buying Bitcoin in a bear market. And you're maybe wondering right now, but when should I be buying altcoins? And that is exactly once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high. Because if you did step in towards the altcoin market, once Bitcoin broke its all-time high, towards the all-time high for altcoins, it was an approximately 670% gain. And if we're going to be looking for Bitcoin, if you bought Bitcoin once it broke its all-time high, you made an approximately 240% gain. So that is very interesting to know. And the reason why you buy altcoins once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high and not before is because this. So let's take the pandemic crash as an example here. So the pandemic crash towards the Bitcoin all-time high for the altcoin market was an approximately 270%. If I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the bottom towards the new all-time high, it was an approximately 290%. So in bear markets, you buy Bitcoin and not altcoins. That is at least what I'm doing, and that is at least what I learned from the previous cycle. And once Bitcoin breaks above its previous all-time high, that is the period where you want to be stepping into altcoins again. Of course, the market could be changing, and the reason why the altcoin market cap is right now higher than last time around is because we have way more stable coins in the market. So yeah, right now the altcoin market cap is a little bit higher than Bitcoin, its market cap, but be aware, there's an approximately 18% of stablecoin dominance right now in the market, which means there's a lot of money in stablecoins that is also getting measured as the total to market cap. So the market cap excluding Bitcoin. So my message, what I am at least going to do myself, is only buy altcoins if Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, because that will be guaranteeing me the maximum profits I could be making in this market. Of course, this is not financial advice. You have to have your own strategy. Do whatever you think is a good move in the market. I'm not a financial advisor, but it is at least my strategy that I'm currently maintaining. Also, a very important thing to look at right now here for a macro perspective is, of course, the dollar index. What is the dollar index going to be doing? we can currently see on the imminent short term, but I'm here not to talk about the imminent short term, but on the imminent short term, we can see the dollar index looks to be topping out. It's forming a lower high structure. It broke below its previous low, but what has it got to do for Bitcoin? And let me talk about that. Of course, the dollar index is inverted correlated with Bitcoin. So once the dollar index moves down, Bitcoin moves up. And after I right now made the dollar index the blue line and the Bitcoin price action the orange line, we can see a very interesting correlation. We can basically see that Bitcoin is always bottoming once the dollar index is spiking. So currently we can see the dollar index is trading at an all-time high, and that is of course having a negative suppression for the Bitcoin price action. And Bitcoin usually tends to create its all-time high once the dollar index is of course at the bottom. And the dollar index usually tends to go down once the printing machine goes like crazy towards the upside. If they print a lot of money, of course the dollar index is getting less power, and due to that reason the dollar index is of course losing valuation. So Bitcoin is always peaking once the dollar index is bottoming, and also the exact other way around. And like we can see, we're currently having somewhat of a peaking formation, and Bitcoin is also at an all-time low since at least the past 4 years, right? So we can see a very interesting correlation every single time the bear market happens, and every single time Bitcoin is having a bottom, a huge bottom in the market, the dollar index tends to be spiking on a high, and every single time Bitcoin forms a new all-time high, we can basically see the dollar index is trading at a low. So what is the big take on this? Once the dollar index is standing high, we should be buying Bitcoin. Once it is standing low, we should be getting rid of our Bitcoins. That is what we should be doing with the dollar index. And since we can right now see on all kinds of other indicators that the dollar index is currently topping out here, it could be very well mean that this could be one of the most legendary buying opportunities. But going further in towards the content, we can currently also see some other kinds of signals flashing. Here on the weekly time frame, if I'm going to look at the MACD, we can see that Bitcoin currently has entered buying ranges, just like we had in 2015 right here, just like we had in 2019, and just like we are having right now. And of course, the tops also got indicated with the MACD on the top side. So once again, this is an historical bottom signal. Doesn't necessarily has to indicate the bottom, I don't know, but this is at least for me a good long-term vision that I'm currently seeing here on the market. Also, on the weekly time frame, we are creating a bullish divergence here on the imminent short term. This has nothing to do with the long-term horizon for Bitcoin, but this at least is going to be having a positive effect for at least the beginning of 2023. So that is, of course, an absolutely good development. I also want to be quickly say to everyone out there who's following me on the channel, I am currently longing Bitcoin. I am longing Bitcoin with 1.8x leverage. What you can currently see on the bottom left side of the screen, I'm currently long with 1.8x leverage with an approximately 2.4 Bitcoin, and I'm planning to scale up this position if Bitcoin drops further towards the downside. If Bitcoin drops towards levels towards 1.8%, if Bitcoin drops all the way down towards levels around $12,000, I will be not double my position, but quadruple my position, so my entry price gets pushed down all the way towards $7,000 US. At least that is my strategy, how we will be benefiting from this cycle right now. The market is standing low. I am DCAing in towards a position. So far, I entered $40,000, but I'm planning to actually add more and more capital to make this a legendary swing trade position. But now I want to be starting to talk about where do I think the 2025 cycle peak is going to be coming. So, of course, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, but like we do know from every single market top, we have been seeing diminishing returns for Bitcoin. We've been seeing Bitcoin has been having diminishing returns every single time, and basically in the 2015 towards 2018 peak, we saw an approximately 1600% gain. In the next cycle, we saw an approximately 250% gain, and of course, the market could even do more because still, Bitcoin has only been worth 1.2 trillion US dollars, and of course, it could be way more considering the value of this digital asset. I think it's going to grow more, but a realistic price target, if I'm going to look at the diminishing returns and also when this is going to be happening, and that's also why I said 2025, is every single market cycle tends to take around 1400 to 1500 days. And that is why I'm expecting that in 2025, in approximately September, so in the summer of 2025, we're going to set a new all-time high and potentially going to be peaking out. And that is going to be somewhere around 160,000 US dollars. I think it's a very realistic price prediction. And of course, if we're going to be, let's say, accumulate Bitcoin right now from a time horizon of an approximately 100 days, you could be making a gain of 800%. And that is, of course, a ridiculous gain. Of course, maybe you think it's not a lot, an 8x, but 8x on your money is significant. And that is why I'm investing in Bitcoin right now. I believe it for the long term. And if you are willing to be making money by trading in this market, I just opened up my VIP Signal group that you could be joining as well. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. The only way how you can get access is by signing up an account on BitGet using the link in the description. Deposit $500 towards your account. Join my Discord group that you can find in the highest link in the description right now. And there you can go to the Unlock VIP sector. And if you go to there, you will be able to get access to towards our special VIP group where you get trades, where you get education, and much more by more than 3 professional traders that are actively there in the group that can also help you by giving you feedback and helping you trade as well. So if you want to be joining this group, you can do so right now. You only have to sign up an account to deposit $500 in towards your account. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.